What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hollywood Steve coming at you with another episode of the Hollywood Steve Wrestling Podcast, where we break down the biggest stories, hottest matches, and all the chaos happening across the wrestling world. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and join the conversation in the comments. Let's get into it. All right. Clash in Italy. Now, I will preface this by saying that I came in late to it. I came in at the main event. So I did not go back and see a lot of the matches. I didn't go back and see the rest of the card, but the one match that I did want to see, I got to see. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu for Roman's World Heavyweight Championship. So, we're going to start with the Tribal Combat match between WWE World Champion Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. Both men took it outside. Roman went to put the table in the ring at one point. The Samoan Werewolf drove Roman into the stairs. Then Roman used the stairs. Roman then picked up the stairs, threw him in the ring, and used them, and repeatedly slammed Fatu's head into the, barricade, drove him through the table and then to end the match, Fatu had removed the rope cover had been removed, and Roman just bam, 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 just repeatedly drove Fatu's head into the metal part of the metal ring post inside the ring, and then he hit him with the spear, and then Roman hit a second spear and got the 3 count. Now, this match, this match was something else. If you guys don't know what Tribal Combat means, basically Tribal Combat is a no-holds-barred match, no rules, anything goes. Anything can happen, just it's total chaos. It's complete, total, utter chaos in the ring. And outside the ring, they can go anywhere, do what they want. And what had set up this match was Roman wanting Fatu to acknowledge him and Jacob refusing to acknowledge him. So Roman said, "Fine, we'll do a tribal combat match, but if you lose, the next night on Raw, you have to acknowledge me as your tribal chief." So Fatu loses, and now he's got to acknowledge Roman on Raw. But this match was absolutely incredible. This match, you could Roman and in my opinion, and this is just one guy's opinion, but Roman and Fatu stole the show. Stole the night. And it was, again, Roman putting on an incredible match, as he always does. And that, but then post-match we had something interesting happen. Zilla Fatu didn't show up, so I was a little disappointed by that. I was hoping for a Zilla Fatu debut, but alas, we did not get it. But hopefully soon. But Roman looked out at as Roman was as Roman, Jimmy, and Jay were making their way back up the aisle, Tala Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and Tama Tonga, the MFTs, were in the front row, standing there, just kind of staring ominously at Roman and at Jacob. And Roman looks at him and says, "You guys are next. You guys are next to acknowledge me. Jacob's going to acknowledge me. You guys are next to acknowledge me." And I mean, you could clearly hear Roman say that the MFTs would be next to acknowledge him. And so we're doing the same. We're sort of doing the same thing, but yet I think we're doing it different. Roman is doing the whole like family. This is my family thing, the tribal chief deal, but he's doing it as a babyface, so he's going about it completely different. So again, we're gonna have Solo and Solo again have to acknowledge Roman as the tribal chief, and cool, But then you add the dynamic of Tala Tonga and Tama Tonga in there. So you had the dynamic of that, and so that ought to be interesting. But getting into the other matches, we had a lot of title changes. Titles changed hands here, which I was shocked by. So, in the other matches on the card, Sol Ruca dethrones Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, I can't say that I was totally surprised by this with the way that they have been pushing Sol Ruca, with the way they have been putting her out there with Becky and having her just go out there on the mic, sink or swim on the microphone. And so I can't say that I was shocked by this. It's something they've been building to for weeks. Now, here's what I think they need to do. They need to keep the title on Sol for an extended period of time, and not just have her be a transitional intercontinental champion, and then 3 months down the road, 4 months down the road, give it back to Becky. Because as much as I love me a Becky Lynch match, as much as I love me my Becky Lynch, and you guys may not like me in the comments, but you know what, that's okay. I am tired of seeing Becky win all the time. I'm getting tired of this heel character that she has. I'm getting tired of her character being the entitled character, I've won all these championships, I'm the greatest women's intercontinental champion of all time. That's not just me saying it, that's Sports Illustrated, that's Bleacher Report, that's, it's getting old. It's getting old. This heel Becky is getting old. And she needs to not have a title for a while. She needs to either take some time, well, not take time off, but she needs to have a babyface turn, because I'm telling you, this entitled, I'm better than everybody else, you rookies are not on my you young guys, that you young women that are coming up from NXT are not on my level. You don't deserve a title shot because da 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 da. I am so getting tired of this heel Becky Lynch character. It's been going on for far too long. Far too long. And it needs to change. The character needs to change. But you know, I want to see Soul hang on to this title for a while. I don't want it just to be like I said, I don't want it to be just a transitional title reign and then her flip it and put it back on Becky. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see, if anything, I want to see Becky go after the women's title on Raw. I want to see her go after Liv Morgan. Her and Liv have, you know, I think her and Liv have some history. I want to see Becky go after Liv Morgan for the women's world championship. I want to see a face Becky go after a heel Liv Morgan, and Becky be the one to beat Liv Morgan for the title. That's what I want to see. But we then had moving on after that, the little tirade, a little diatribe, little rabbit trail, if you want to call it. Cody Rhodes retained his WWE Undisputed Championship, World Championship, but there was some controversy. If you look at the replay, you will clearly see that Gunther's foot is his left foot. I do believe it was his left foot that was underneath the rope. And the referee didn't see it. The referee counted 3. And Gunther had a legitimate gripe. He had a legitimate complaint after the match. He was telling the referee, "Hey, my foot was under the rope. That shouldn't count. My foot was clearly under the rope." And the referee's like, you can't reverse the referee's decision because I didn't see it. Da 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 da. You know, the referee's like, I didn't see it. I can't reverse the call. But Gunther was clearly irate and clearly ticked off, as I would be too if I was Gunther. And so I think we're going to get we're definitely going to get another chapter in Cody versus Gunther. I think we're probably going to get at least 3 matches out of this. Cody winning, Cody winning with controversy, and then a rematch, and maybe Gunther, or Cody decisively beating Gunther and, killing the not Legend Killer, but killing this character or persona that Gunther has of taking out all the top names, all the legends. So, clearly, they're, we're gonna have a second match here, and I'm looking forward to that. I want to see a second match between these two. Then we had Brock Lesnar, beating Obafemi, and they are at one win apiece against each other. Now, at WrestleMania 42, Brock supposedly retired. Brock retires at WrestleMania 42. But he comes back and was like, no, I'm not going to win that. I'm not going to go out that way. I'm not going to go out looking like a chump. I'm not going to go out getting my butt kicked like that, right? So Brock comes back, beats Oba with 7. Let me say that again. 7 F5s. It took 7 F5s for Brock to beat Oba. That's how much they're building Oba up here. And now, I don't think this hurts Oba's character at all. I don't think it hurts his trajectory. I don't think it hurts his push. I think this even elevates Oba even more, because now you have him beat Brock and you have Brock beat him. Now you go to a third and decisive final match. You do that at SummerSlam in Indianapolis, or Minneapolis, Minnesota, where Brock went to high school, wrestled. You have Brock officially retire there in Minnesota, in his quote-unquote hometown, and you do it big. That you do it there, you do it big there, and you got 2 nights to do it. And so I think you build this up to SummerSlam in August. You let this build, and let this stew, let this just grow and fester, and whatever analogy you want to use, whatever words you want to put in there. But you let this storyline just continue to grow and build. And then you do Brock Oba 3 at SummerSlam. Oba decisively beats Brock. Boom. No, I take that back. Not decisively. You have Brock put up a heck of a fight. And then Oba, boom, fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. Oba decisively beats him. Clearly beats him. 1, 2, 3. And then Brock leaves his gloves and boots in the ring and officially retires. I think that's how you do that. And yeah, I mean, and like I have written down, this is where I feel Lesnar retires, is at SummerSlam. And Rhea Ripley, obviously, we knew Rhea Ripley was going to retain here. She retains against Jade Cargill. But Charlotte kind of had to, there was a point here where Charlotte kind of had to save B-Fab, because her timing was, she mistimed her spot where she was to grab Cargill's foot. And Flair showed up in time to cover the mistimed spot, allowing Ripley to hit the Riptide for the win and the retention. So, B-Fab had it mistimed her spot here, and okay, B-Fab, I don't know what they're doing with. I don't know what they're doing with her. Clearly they don't even know what they're doing with B-Fab. Honestly, they clearly they clearly don't know what to do with BFAB, so they have her with Jade Cargill. And same thing with Mi Chin or Mia Yim. You know, they have her with Jade, and okay, so clearly they don't know what to do with BFAB and Mia and Mi Chin. Honestly, I think they just need to go back down to NXT. In my opinion, they both need to just go back down to NXT, and both of them need to just get some ring time and get better at wrestling, get better at their craft, you know, and get better at being better wrestlers. You know, put them on LFG, and like you know, you have Nikita Lyons on there. You know, they've had Nikita Lyons on NXT. You know, I mean, on LFG, Legends and Future Greats. You know, they've had her on there wrestling a few matches. I mean, even do that. You know, even do that for BFAB and for Mi Chin. But for goodness sakes, man. Oh. This whole Jade Cargill doesn't need anybody to, you know, be her bodyguard. She is strong enough to where she can fend for herself. She is strong enough where she can handle Rhea Ripley. You know, she doesn't need anybody. But, you know, clearly they think that they need, you know, BFAB needs to be by her side. I don't know. But anyway, it's enough about BFAB. But that was Clash in Italy. It wasn't really anything to, you know, other than the Cody match being interesting with that controversy, and obviously the tribal combat match between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns for the World Championship. Those two matches were really good matches. The other ones, yeah, okay. You know, they were what they were. They were not, you know, it was your standard four match card. You know, and I think everybody won that I thought was going to win. You know, everybody that was predicted to win won here pretty much. I didn't see Cody losing here to Gunther. You know, I just didn't see that happening. Cody's got too much momentum right now, and I didn't see that. I didn't see Cody dropping the title here to Gunther, and obviously Roman Reigns is not going to lose to Jacob Fatu, and so we got an interesting story between the Bloodline and the MFTs. So we got an interesting story brewing there, and what is Jacob Fatu going to do? Jacob Fatu now is kind of between a rock and a hard place. Does he acknowledge Roman Reigns as his tribal chief, or does he align himself with Solo Sikoa and the rest of the MFTs and go after Roman? That we'll have to find out and wait and see. But again, it was your standard 4-match card. You know, and obviously Rhea Ripley. I kind of knew Rhea was going to retain, so you know your obvious, you know, champions retained. So yeah, that was Clash in Italy. Like I said, I wasn't blown away by it. It didn't, you know, was nothing that I wasn't sitting here looking forward to. Oh, I can't wait to watch Clash in Italy, you know. But I was, like I said, the only thing I was looking forward to was the tribal combat. That was really the only thing I was looking forward to. And the other matches on the card, you know, okay. But other than that, was good. was a good pay-per-view. But that is so. That was Clash in Italy. Yeah, guys, that was Clash in Italy. It was, like I said. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section down below. If you guys thought it was just an okay pay-per-view, thought it was average or okay, or if it was, just good. Let me know your guys' favorite match. I know a lot of you are going to say the Tribal Combat match, but I want to see what your guys' comments are. What your guys' favorite match was of the PLE. Again, like I said, mine was the Tribal Combat match, and I think that's what a lot of you guys are going to say. But I am looking forward to seeing your guys' comments. I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Really helps out the channel. Remember, when you're Hollywood Steve, it's for life.